All the way back in 1916, Don Marquis created Archie and Mehitabel, a humorous column about a poetic cockroach and his cat associate. These were accompanied by occasional illustrations from George Harriman, the creator of Crazy Cat. If anyone watching this has heard of these, I will be floored. Eventually, Archie and Mehitabel was adapted into a musical album by the same name. The album was then adopted into a full-blown Broadway musical, Shinbone Alley, in 1957, starring none other than Eartha Kitt.
It will take just 20 minutes to do the work cut out for it, to cut you into a perfect pinafore.
In 1970, the musical itself was adapted into an animated movie by Fine Arts Films, best known for, doing the opening credits to Grease. The 1970 movie featured some decent names in it, including John Carradine, Carol Channing, and Alan Reed, and received a Golden Phoenix Award from the Atlanta, Georgia International Film Festival. With all this, you'd think it would have been a success, or at least turned into a cult hit over the years. However, neither of those things happened. While the exact numbers are unknown, Shinbone Alley was a complete bomb and is incredibly obscure. And it's not like the copyright holder, whoever that may be, particularly cares about it either. You can find the whole thing for free right here on YouTube. So, is this a forgotten classic, or should it stay known only to the most hardcore of animation aficionados? Let's dive in. By far, the most striking aspect of Shinbone Alley is its visual style. It takes the rough and sketchy line work of the era and pushes it to unforeseen heights. This gives the whole movie an underground vibe that makes it completely unique. The character designs themselves are also pretty good. If this movie was well known, Mehitabel would have created so many furries.
That was a close one.
There's just one teensy tiny, itty bitty, ever so small issue. This is an animated movie. Where's the animation? If I didn't know any better, I'd swear I was watching a behind-the-scenes feature or a student short film. Most of the time, the movie barely looks better than your average Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Keep in mind, these were TV series that had to carefully manage their resources across entire seasons. This is a full-blown feature film. And that's not to say that having limited animation is a death sentence for a cartoon. Good creators know how to justify their limitations in universe, or cover things up with good editing. If this movie was mostly dialogue-based, then I wouldn't have an issue, but here's the thing. This is an animated musical. The thing that's known for being bold, expressive, high energy. Having what are supposed to be big song sequences that look like this makes so many moments feel less impactful than they should have been. Speaking of the songs, musicals live and die by their songs. Even a musical with a forgettable plot and characters can still become a hit if the songs are good. And, well, Shinbone Alleys are not. And I'm just saying that because Carol Channing sounds like she's suffering from the world's worst case of strep throat.
My youth I shall never forget, but there's nothing I really regret.
Excuse me, Mr. Side? Would you care for a lozenge?
I mean, then again, she kinda sounds like a cat, so points here? Yeah. Characters in musicals don't just sing for the sake of it, or they're not supposed to. They do it to introduce themselves, establish conflicts, express what they're feeling, or otherwise move the story along. Here it feels like there was a song quota that needed to be filled. And the fact that the movie feels the need to have a song for just about everything means that it drags. Say what you will about Into the Woods or Les Mis, but their songs at least felt different from one another. Here, everything just bleeds together. Shinbone Alley is the story of Archie, a poet who finds himself turned into a cockroach after jumping from a bridge. So, wait, does that make this the original reincarnation isekai? Now, in the titular location, he meets and befriends a free-spirited cat named Mehitabel, whom he has a not-so-secret crush on. Mehitabel is, to put it lightly, a not very pure-hearted person. She's very susceptible to the corruption of the environment around her. Archie, on the other hand, wants to keep her away from bad influences. See? Another thing Eartha Kitt was in. Uniquely, there isn't really an antagonist in the direct sense, just Archie and Mehitabel having two opposing viewpoints about what's best for her.
Don't listen to that guy. He's trying to lead you down the path of righteousness. I'm gonna lead you down the path that rocks.
There's just two massive issues in the way. The first that is the plot loves to meander around. There are so many pointless sequences that could have and should have been completely cut. Why do we need to spend all this time with Archie planning his insect revolution if he's gonna call it off the moment he hears about Mehitabel? Same thing with the ladybugs trying to rob him. The second big issue is that the plot is really repetitive. Every scene with Archie and Mehitabel just boils down to some variation of, "Oh, Mehitabel, you really gotta get out of this place. It ain't good for you."
"Oh, Archie, don't be like that. I'll be just fine. Why don't you worry about yourself for once?"
I wouldn't mind if this was used as an opportunity to have good songs, but see the previous section. Then there's the matter of the ending. Things take a big turn when Mehitabel unexpectedly gives birth to a litter of kittens. After some more prodding from Archie, she finally realizes the error of her ways and accepts his offer to live as a house cat. But things don't go according to plan. Mehitabel feels confined by the domestic life and returns to Shinbone Alley. Archie ultimately concludes that he was wrong to try and change her and resolves to let her make her own decisions. On paper, this ending isn't that bad. A chillingly realistic conclusion showing how some people simply can't be saved from their own self-destructive lifestyles. In the face of such people, the best decision is to leave them be and live your own life. So what's the problem? The whole thing is presented as a happy ending. Seriously, Mehitabel returning is portrayed as a complete good thing. And Archie's reaction is framed as a simple, "Well, that's just how things are." And no, they didn't pull a Tears for Fears and give the super upbeat end song effed up lyrics. Now, there is an argument to be made that Archie's method of saving Mehitabel was problematic in and of itself. Intentionally or not, he presented a false dichotomy to her. Either become the feline equivalent of a housewife or continue with her self-destructive hedonism. Had the film acknowledged this and played with it, we could have gotten something legitimately profound, but no. She ditches her children in order to do whatever the hell she wants.
In conclusion,
That's pretty much this movie in a nutshell. The art style and concept sound really good on paper, but they were not executed well. Can't really give it anything higher than a 4 out of 10. Now, don't take that to mean that you shouldn't watch this movie. Quite the opposite, in fact. Regardless of what I thought about it, it definitely has the energy of something that could find a highly specific group of people that would enjoy it, for one reason or another. If you were at all interested in anything you saw during this review, I encourage you to check this movie out. I'm the Fiery Joker, and I beat you to the obscure furry movie review, Saber Sparks.
She'd lean across my cradle and I'd soothe with joy from the catnip on her breath.
Oh, flotsam and jetsam on a stormy sea. Me, a rootless rover.
Unencumbered me.
No kin.
No kiss.
No child.
No chick.